I'm about to The Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. The Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs.
All right, welcome to an early morning of the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. This is an early morning for me, but I had to do it because my friend K-Bay, Grind City CEO of the Roku channel, kind of my boss on Fridays, gave me the great opportunity to do the Daily Dirt on her network, and it's been such an honor to be part of the network, and such a great thing what you're doing, and out in Pittsburgh, right? So,
yes, I am in Pittsburgh, PA. What's up, world? Hey, I love the way this looks, man. This is dope.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. Look, T, I'm on TV, Mom. Look, I'm on TV. I love this.
Yes.
I must say, before we get into, shouts out to you. I started working with St. Louis with a young lady named Indy Red. And ever since I started working with her, it seemed like St. Louis doors opened up, and I met you. I met a whole bunch of great Kips on the network now.
Yeah.
Red's back on the network now. We had Zodier for a minute. I'm super, super proud of your area and the things that you guys are doing for independent artists. I salute you, and cats like you are the reason why I do what I do.
Well, I appreciate you. Yeah. How did you find it? So you found out through them about my show, because I think you might have sent me a message, or I sent you a message.
You know what? I started working with Indy Red, and when I started working with her, I started researching your area. What was going on in your area? Who could I possibly network with, so that we can have a variety of shows from that area? And I seen what you were doing, and I was like, well, let me just go ahead and reach out and take the chance and see if this is something that we can make work. And we were able to make it work. And you've been there quite some time, almost a year. You're almost a year there now. So you opened it up for other people, even though they all haven't joined the network because they're not ready. A lot of people have contacted me from working with you, wanting to be a part of what we're doing and what we're building. So thank you very much for your hard work and staying consistent and just being a dapper dude, Dustin.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, it's a tough thing to do a live show every Friday because we have to go right on at 9 o'clock, and you know how artists are sometimes. They don't show up on time, or they're a little run behind. But so far, it's been great so far. We haven't missed a show that hasn't gone on at 9 o'clock. So
I get it, bro. I used to do all of my shows live. I'm actually going to start a podcast where these are podcasts. I call them TV shows, but now I have to call them podcasts.
Yeah, I don't understand the
I don't get it. I thought podcast was just audio. Oh, sorry me. But it gets tough when you're going live, and that's just being professional about what it is that you're doing. I set a time. I don't play with my time at all. And everyone who works with me knows that my time is like next to God, is God time and then me. Don't play with my time. I'm old as hell and I ain't got time for the shit. I'm old. Well, so it is tough to keep people on point, but I think what keeps us successful is that we're on point.
Yeah.
I will do a show. If somebody don't show up, well, then you're going to listen to me for whatever allotted time that I put for that show, because the show must go on. No one should stop your show. And if they do, they got to go. It's that simple. And that's how I roll. I've been rolling like that for the 28 years I've been in this business, and I will not change that at all.
28 years. Wow, you don't look that old.
Thank you.
You look good. So that's kind of like what was going to be my first question, because I'm kind of fascinated with your whole story. Is how did you get started? Did you said beat making and other things? What did you get into when you were a young kid? Did you get into music first, then into this?
Well, yeah, sort of. I played the recorder. First instrument was the recorder, and then as I started to progress through school, I started playing like the saxophone and trombone and clarinet and the drums, and I was in the drum line and the orchestra and all that stuff in school. but my mother used to be a blues singer. She toured the world.
Wow.
And she did not like the industry, so she did not want me to do music. This was not supposed to be at all. She was not for it. When I finally got my building, bro, I had to kidnap her to bring her over here so she could see what I was doing. So when I decided to get into music as an adult, I had no instruments. She never bought me any instruments. Like I would literally take shoe boxes with different stacks of paper, different sizes, so I can get different sounds and tape them together to make me a quad set. So the first thing that I could touch were turntables. After I started doing mixtapes and stuff, I got a set of turntables, and I was selling them at the barbershop. Shout out to Keith the barber. He's the one that was like, yo, you should get some turntables. You should do this. And shout out to my man Batman. He passed away recently. Just the two first supporters I ever had in this was Batman and Keith the barber. So shout out to them. But I started doing mixtapes, and then I started realizing, I'm a DJ, but I wanted to play underground music, and the clubs didn't want to hear that. So I'm like, yeah, okay, let me do something else. I got a beat machine. I got an MPC 2000. That's my baby. And I started making beats, and nobody liked my beats, so I start talking shit. I'm on my beats talking shit. And it was an accident. I swear, it was an accident. One day, I accidentally plugged in my headphones into the mic output and coughed, and it came through the speaker. Oh shit! You can hear me? I can hear me. You can see I can talk. So I was excited, man. And I started just talking the stuff that was on my mind. I never did hooks. I would just like freestyle for like 20 minutes straight. And people were like, yeah, that's dope, but ain't nobody trying to hear you just go on and on. So I started learning, remembering actually strong song structure and things that I had learned in school start coming back. I'm not a very good musician, but I know how to put things together to make it work for what I'm looking for. So, I started out a DJ, and it's crazy because here we go, 28 years later, and I'm back to DJing where I started,
Right. So, so then how did this all come about that, with the, the TV show, the network, so you're DJing, but what turned it into like more of a, like the broadcast, what you're doing now?
Okay, so my life is a complete full circle. Right now, I am the director of media education at a place called PCTV, Channel 21, Public Access Channel. I got that gig this year. I said that to say this. 20-something years ago, I was rapping somewhere, and this guy named Khalil Lee saw me rapping, and he was like, yo, you want to come do my TV show? TV? Hell yes. So I go over and do a show at PCTV, and I'm like, dude, how'd you get this? He said, ask them. So next thing you know, I end up doing one TV show that ended up turning into 3 TV shows. I was over there for 7.5 years. And what I started to realize was it's cool to be a rapper and an artist and make your beats, but there are so many other folks like me that cannot get a stage. So when I started those TV shows, it was for other artists. I realized at the time that, everybody has a voice, and we may not agree with what they're saying, but they absolutely have the right to say it. And if you just listen, you may get something from that. So my first TV show was called The Ripple Effect. And the unique thing about that show was they were not allowed to curse on that TV show. They were not allowed to curse because the goal was to get elders to listen what young people were saying.
Right.
We couldn't do that if the first thing out of their mouth was like, bitch, fuck you, but I really want to raise your mind.
Right. Well,
nobody wants to hear you after that point.
Yeah.
So I made a strict rule, and it was like live to tape. So if you cursed on my show, I would literally walk in front of the camera and cut you. Button pushing, I would cut you. And from that came, because I had 2 companies. My first company is JPB. That's my very first company. That was the love company. I showed everybody a lot of love, and I was putting people on stage. That came from the TV shows. I started something on stage called the Hip Hop Buffet Series, where I fed people, brought groups in from out of town, spent a lot of damn money I ain't get back. Side note, there is a documentary called The Button Pusher Who on Grind City TV Network. On the on-demand list if you want to know this whole story. But I started just progressing. And what I realized was when I was doing my shows, even though I was live streaming, I've been live streaming for like 19 years. Before this press a button shit, I was doing code and all this, trying to get as many people to see what underground artists were capable of as much as I could. So what I started to realize was if I wasn't putting out a commercial for my show, if I wasn't putting out a recap for my show, there was absolutely no media for what was going on in the underground. And I thought that to be a travesty. Mm-hmm. I'm like, these cats are out here doing the best they can. They're working. They're following the rules, because I have rules for everything that I do. So they're following the rules. They're doing what I asked them to do. We need some extra coverage. So I would drop recaps and go to other people's shows with my camera. Let me get a 16. And it just kind of evolved into this media. And then I take it back to PCTV. But I started realizing at the time, there was a lot of politics going on, and working there now, I understand it. I didn't understand it then, and I didn't have to deal with it then. I'm going to go build my own stuff. So I had a network called jpbtv.com for 20 years almost. And then I got my building here at Grind City 7 years ago. And that's when I rebranded to Grind City, because then I realized this is a business. Right. I got 2 light bills, 2 gas bills, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I've been too nice. But that 20 years taught me a lot of how to deal with people. I went through my ups and downs. I had the hate, I had the love, I had a whole bunch of different things that I've gone through. When I got to this building, I was ready. I was ready to become a real entrepreneur, like really put my efforts towards building a real network. So Grind City TV will be 3 in March. Wow. It's been on the air for 2 years, and I'm super proud of it. We have 4,022 subscribers right now on our Roku channel. So I'm super proud of all of us. But yeah, it came about because of a need, just a lack of media and lack of people feeling like they are the stars that they are. And everybody that comes around me, I treat you like a superstar until you give me a reason not to. I think everybody is entitled to that at some point, as long as they're grinding.
Right. So when you first started, what was it like on public access? Was this a public access channel? That's funny, because that's kind of like how I started too. I had a show on public access back in the day, and then we were able to get on like Channel 11, which is like our local station here in St. Louis. And it's funny how your story is kind of similar to mine. But you touch base on working with people. I think that's the biggest hurdle I've had in the last couple of years, because I think the Irish United's only been around for like maybe 4 years, but I'm too nice. I get, and it's starting to like.
I told you that when I met you.
Yeah, you did tell me that when you met me. You did say that.
Dustin, a lot of people think that I'm mean, and I'm not. And they think that I'm unapproachable, and I'm not. I'm just serious. When I'm away from business, I'm a fucking goofball. For real shit. I ain't got no damn sense. I'm nutty. Right. But what I learned was, if I'm going to spend my money and my time to invest in something that can help put you in a different place that you are. Because I never told anyone I'm going to get them signed. I said I'm going to get you seen. And if you watch what I'm doing, you will get seen. It's that simple. Yeah. But in the same note, a lot of artists that I've encountered in the last 10, 11 years have some weird type of entitlement issue, and they seem to think that they don't need to pay for services. These are services. And granted, Facebook, Instagram, they made it a lot easier for people to click their button and call themselves a superstar and go live. But is it organized? Is it professional? How does it look? How much work did you put into it? Did you, like, people don't understand. This is painted on the wall. Okay? That's painted on the wall. That's not a piece of paper. That's not something that's going to go away if water gets on. That's real. That's embedded. I got tattoos. I believe in what it is that I'm doing. Yeah. So if I can't put that type of energy towards what I'm doing, then I can't put that type of energy towards you. But if I am putting that type of energy towards you, and you see me putting that type of energy towards what I'm doing, then you need to respect that. And if you're not going to respect that, peace to the motherfucking Middle East, because I got other shit to do.
Right. So the Roku channel's been around three years.
It'll be 3 years in March.
3 years. And so I find that you're kind of innovative, because I know a lot of people are trying to go this route. And do you feel like you get because you're kind of a trailblazer, and so do you feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of people kind of follow what I'm doing, and it's and I'm sure you get a lot of people that's see
the biters.
Is that what it's called? Is that what the word's called? Biters?
That was the big biters. Back in the day, you would get dissed if you bit something. If you bit a rhyme, you get dissed. They would end your career if you bit something. Yeah. Right now, we're in a state of copy and improve. So if I am a pioneer, if I am a trailblazer, then I did my job. If you're biting what I'm doing, then I did my job. It used to piss me off because I didn't realize who I was and what I was doing. I was just doing stuff. I was just doing what my God told me to do. But when I started to realize that, you know, I'm building something, and most people don't know how to build. They just know how to jump on and go. When you build something from scratch, it is very difficult to do, and you have to have tough skin. And yeah, the Crumb followers. That's right, Indy Red. Shout out to Indy Red, man. She watching. That's what's good.
Yeah.
The Crumb followers. Yeah. And you know what though? We feed them crumbs for a reason. I will never tell anyone all of the stuff that I do and how did I do it. You know, you can't. You can't let your secrets out. But in the same note, our job, in my opinion, our job is to teach. At the end of the day, everything that we're doing, we are educating someone about something. So if they are taking it and using it, that's what the fuck they're supposed to do. The problem that we're having is they're not saying, shout out to Buttons because I learned that from her. Shout out to Dustin because I learned that from him. They think that they can do what you do. And I tell people all the time, if you think you can do what I can do, go right ahead and try it. Because when you realize that I got to make this logo and then I got to buy this thing and then I got to get that painted and I got to pay for that and this mic, you know, lights and the cameras and DJ and all the stuff that I do. If you honestly think that you can do all of that by yourself like I've done it by myself, kudos, family. I am rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Other than not, come on over here and get interviewed and shut the hell up and be in your lane.
Right. I get a lot of people that pitch me all the time that they want to do a show, but I tell them, I'm like, you don't realize how much commitment it is. It's, you know, to do the show just on Friday night alone. I try to do it every day, and that's hard as well. But it's a commitment, and it's hard, you know, making sure that, okay, it's Tuesday, we better make sure everything's ready for Friday. Then you get stuff that people might cancel on you the day of and stuff. Then you got to figure out, you know, how to do it. But I don't think people realize the commitment it takes to do a show, and I couldn't even imagine all the shows. I mean, you have so many great shows in Grind City that, you know, all the stuff you have to deal with every week with that. You know what, family? What's up, Hakeem? Welcome to the network. Welcome back to the network, Indy Red. Welcome to the network, Hakeem. I appreciate you, family. I think one thing that people miss is if you don't have a commitment or routine for yourself, you can't begin to steal what someone else is doing. Everyone and everything has a process. I defined my process very clearly in the book that I wrote that I'll run over there and get and shamelessly plug for you. Sure. Shameless plug. We got to plug the magazine. You know what I'm saying? Grinders Mag. Yes. I want to get you that thing. I put this together too. Yeah. But the real core of the matter is this. If you know you're good at a show, be consistent and persistent at that show. Someone like me is going to come along and say, I love your show. I have something a little different, not bigger or smaller, but something a little different. If you add to this, it can make us more powerful. The problem that I've seen is egos. Right. It's egos. So people think they can come in and take over. It's the takeover. What is you taking over, motherfucker? You ain't taking over these bills, motherfucker. What is you taking over? Right. Buttons, you just come and take over. I'm not taking over nothing. I got a whole bunch of shit to deal with over here. So I'm not here to take over anything, but I am here to grind. And if you are in my way and you're not helping me, then I will grind through you. Because that's what we have to do. We have to get to a point where we stick together and move and push as a unit while we're in our individual lanes. Now, a lot of people are not bipolar like me. I'm a Gemini, naturally bipolar, side note. Yeah. But they're not bipolar like me, so they can't think on many levels like that. So that's fine. Stay in your lane, but just remember, you're on this ship with us. I'm going to steer it, but I need you guys to help me run. And it's been working. I've had to put people off the network because they didn't want to put the logo on it. Yeah. It's a logo. If you can't put my logo on something that I'm spending my money on to put you on, then this is not the place for you. Peace and blessings. So, you know, it's a journey. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I mean, how people are like that. I've given photos out and stuff, and people have actually edited out the logo and things like that. And which is kind of like, I don't know. It's right. I don't understand that because for one, I didn't charge them to do it, and then I'm doing them a favor to, like you said, giving them a chance to spotlight, and they do that stuff. But I feel
you know what, we gotta fix that narrative too. That doing me a favor narrative. We have to fix that narrative.
Yeah,
I'm not doing you a favor, and you're not doing me a favor. We have to clear that up. Let's clear that up. We are doing business. What I agreed to do, whether it's free or paid, is what I agree. That's a conscious decision. I agreed to do this for you. So if you make an agreement with me, like everybody that joined Grind City, they got to sign that commitment. That's an agreement. If you don't hold up your end of the bargain, you got to go. And if I don't hold up my end of the bargain, I expect you to leave. Right. We have to remember, everything we do is business. Everything we do is business. There is no favors. Because if you say favor, then that implies that you or I owe each other something. I don't owe nobody shit.
Right.
I owe you. So there's no favors being done here. We are doing business. Now, some of us are smart enough to know when doing something for free benefits compared to doing something for getting paid. But you have to know the difference. Because sometimes doing something for free helps you instead of hinders you. But if you do it like I did for 20 years for free, it will hurt you.
Right.
And I had to stop. And my whole city is pissed at me still. Oh, there ain't no opportunities. No, there are no more free opportunities.
Right.
So now you mad? Again, come take over these bills.
Wow. It's amazing hearing you talk, because you're from Pittsburgh and I'm from St. Louis, and we almost share the same kind of people. It's like they're all the same everywhere. It's like
local scenes. It's local scenes. I heard something the other day that shook me to the core. It said you have to have the courage, if you can, to leave your city if you want to succeed, because your city will always hold you back, because the people there are always going to be doing the same thing. You can leave and go to another city and get a new opportunity because that's fresh for you and them. But when they see you coming up from where they were and you going a little bit higher than them, then they can't stand it. They can't believe that you got it from the dirt. When they screaming, they got it from the dirt, but it ain't daily dirt, so they ain't got no dirt. Right. They really just got some mud that they can't get off their shoes because it's shit. It's not mud. You talking shit. You're not grinding.
Yeah.
That is a local scene problem. And I think that I hear a lot of people, I heard them fussing the other day. Pittsburgh, there ain't no love. I got a whole documentary showing you. I'm not showing you me going to shows following Wiz Khalifa. I'm not showing you me going to shows following Mac Miller. I was the first person to put Mac Miller on the stage in Pittsburgh. People don't know that. I don't brag about it. I don't push that. You see me going to the little bar with about 15 people in it because it's underground. Supporting that.
Right.
Because if nobody does that with media, then nobody knows it's there. That is our job as media. I don't need to cover Wiz Khalifa. He has enough media. I need to cover you because you don't have enough media. And when artists start to understand how important independent media is, they will hype us up a little bit more and they will get seen further. It's a local scene problem. That problem is called ego.
Right.
Can't do nothing about a man's ego. Nothing, but leave him where he at.
Yeah.
So I do. I leave them where they at, bro.
Yeah, that's I get that a lot. And then it's like that in St. Louis. It's what you're saying is like the radio stations and things. They don't really highlight any of the local scenes for anything, the film community or the music community. It's it's sad. Yeah, but it's funny how you say that because it's exactly the same. And
well, that's why we have us.
Yeah.
When artists get finished spending 6 G's to get on the radio for 30 seconds and they cut your song off to blend in Boo Boo BB, then maybe you'll appreciate what we're doing here. Yeah. I think one of the problems is the internet made everything too easy. See, we had to go outside with flyers and tape the shit to the pole, get it ripped off and come back and do it again. We had to go to people's shows and hand to hand, motherfuckers. We had to do that. We had to do that. If we did not do that, nobody would know what we were doing. Now it's look at my Facebook, look at my Instagram. I got 1 million followers on Instagram. That's beautiful. That's great. I ain't knocking you. I ain't got 1 million, so do your thing. Whatever you did to get your 1 million, congratulations. But when do you come back down? When you down, down, because we down. When do you come back down and say, but this is where I began and I need to make sure that this continues? So everybody asks me, Buttons, why don't you must do underground because you can't do mainstream. Wrong. Let me explain this to you so you can understand. People watching, all of you people, beautiful people. Good morning, everybody. Get over your hump Wednesday, even if that hump is you. All right, let me explain this to you. Anything that I desire to do, I will do. I remember one time I fell. I had to get 28 staples in my leg. And the Roots came to Pittsburgh. They did a show at Carnegie Mellon. It was packed. It's like 10,000 people there. And that day I said, I want to talk to Black Thought. Because to me, Black Thought's underground. I got over there with my fucking cane, with the thing on my leg. My camera was like this big with this old gray Panasonic. I think everybody had one. No light. Pitch black. And I still got this video clip to this day. Black Thought on there. Hey, this is Black Thought. You watching JPB TV. Anything that I want to do, anyone that I desire to touch, if I put my energy to it, I will touch them. Anything that I want to be a part of, if I put my energy to it, I can do that. All of you can. Every last one of you can. My desire is underground because there is a need, even though they don't see it, even though they don't appreciate it, even though they don't help promote it. This is my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm going to do it until I die so that my son and my grandson, shout out to my grandman, will know that their mother, their grandmother didn't take a short, didn't take a bribe, didn't take a huge payment, didn't do drug money. She stayed right here. She stayed in her lane. And it's all right, y'all. If you in your lane, it's all right to stay in your lane. You don't got to jump in nobody else's lane. Just keep digging out your lane. Keep digging out the road. Lay down the concrete. Let it cure. My road is cured. Now people's walking on it. That's why we got the network. That's why we got the magazine. That's why we have these things. Because I dug that road out and laid that concrete long time ago. That is what a person that's trying to build a legacy does. People are not trying to build legacies no more. They trying to get rich and famous right now. What you got in 10 years?
Well, a lot of people want the instant gratification too, like overnight. So they think like, oh, well, once I start my show up, it's going to be like I'm going to have 5,000 followers next week, and it doesn't work that way. Like
they can buy them.
You could buy them, right? But I got quite followers now. But when I first started, like I had nothing, and it took me 450 shows of doing this in my basement, 450 different guests coming through here to finally get people talking, and so it wasn't like overnight. It's been an up and down roller coaster ride, and I'm sure it's been like that for you. It's funny. I wanted to touch base on one thing too. It's funny how artists think it's like competition. Like I don't feel like when Kip was doing his show, I told him about you right away once I knew his character. I knew his character, so I didn't want to like give a reference to you a bad person. I knew Kip was a class act guy, and so but like Kip's doing a kick-ass job, and he's killing it. He's killing it.
He's fucking killing it, bro. Yeah. And he brought on Hakeem.
Yeah, Hakeem's a great guy. Yeah.
Straight up, like that is networking to me. Right. That's why we call it the network. Now, what I would like to do, this is the way that I love for the network to work, and that's simply you're in St. Louis. I got people in Texas, Chicago, North Carolina, all a part of this network. If we can start moving these artists around, so if you interviewed, say like I'm the artist, you interviewed a button pusher, and then the button pusher gets interviewed in Texas, which I am getting interviewed on Friday in Texas.
Okay.
Well, via video, just shout out, crowded streaming. Took them 2 years, but and then the people in North Carolina, if we can set up a circuit, when we say, we know this artist is hot, he's dedicated, he's blowing, let's roll them through every show through the network. That blows your network up, that blows your artists up. That is the ultimate goal for the network, to get the rolling these artists. So now you create a cylinder that only grinders can get in.
Right.
instead of just interviewing any and every artist, because right now, in my opinion, any and every artist is just not worth it anymore. They're just not. They don't talk enough. They don't promote enough. They don't push enough. So now we got to start looking at the artists who are talking, promoting, and push them all through the circuit.
Right.
So that can ding, ding, ding. Every other artist to say, I got to get in that circuit. What I got to do? You got to talk. You got to push. You got to promote. Okay, I'm on it. We're going to watch you.
Right. Well, those make
the network.
Yeah, those make better guests, in my opinion, because if they're on your show, then the other show, by the time they get to my show, they're going to be very seasoned and be a great guest too. Yeah,
that is the other goal. My goal for media was always, I train. I'm a teacher. That's my job. All this is a front. It's all a cover for teaching. Okay. I'm actually about to start grind university online. I'm about to have a university teach grind. Anywho, but one of my goals was really to have people ready for the camera. One thing that I cannot stand is when I'm looking at these guys that just got rich and just got paid, and they get in front of the camera and they do the dumbest shit, or they say the dumbest shit, and you're just like, no one prepared them for this.
Right.
You have to know how to interview. You have to stage presence. There are many, many different stages that you will encounter in your life. You have to have presence for each and every one of them. You can't do the same thing on this stage that you can on another stage. Like, I'm over here running my mouth talking all my shit, but when I go see my kids, I can't talk like this.
Okay, well, that's good. Right.
You know what I mean? Real talk. But some people don't get that. Right. Like I used to teach at Children's Hospital, and I say, I put a call out for artists who wants to come through and do Children's Hospital. You got to have clean music. Couldn't get no artists.
Wow.
Because they one track minded. I'm gonna make this like this. Okay, but if you want to expand your reach, you're gonna have to learn how to be flexible, not bend and break, but flexible. So it's all about teaching and training for us, and hopefully one day I can get this network work the way that I intended to work.
Yeah, I get that too. People don't want to evolve either. So like with what I'm doing with the Daily Durs, we're trying to make it more kind of entertainment for the audience too. Have the audience interact with what the conversation we're having, not just a person coming on talking about themselves. So we're kind of changing our thing, but I'm trying to adapt to, just a different type of audience and just a different, wider reach or whatever. So, but some artists don't want to do that. Some people don't want to do that. They don't want to learn. They're kind of like almost like dinosaurs, and they don't want to learn the new technology or learn the new apps and things like that. So.
You call them solid. Anything you learn that you think I can use, you let me know, because I'm trying to learn it too. Like, yep. So I'm just super proud of all of us. I remember when the network had one subscriber, and that was me, and it had 6 shows, and I was doing all 6 of them.
Wow.
I had 6 different shows. Yeah, hell yeah. I had 6 different shows. Welcome to Grind City, Go Live TV Hour. I had a video show. I had She TV. Mm-hmm. I had a talk show for mothers. I had all these different shows. I was streaming them all live to make sure that we would have content on the network. So, I know that this thing with people and growing together, it is possible because we're doing it. Like, it's possible. So I just need everybody to kind of like remember the ultimate goal, and that is there is power in numbers. There's power in numbers, and not just some fake, bot numbers. We have 4,000 organic subscribers. You can't buy Roku subscribers. You can't. They have to go on there and put the little secret code in and do it.
Right. It's tough. Yeah. It's a little bit of a chore for some. I mean, it's not too hard, folks. So I'm not trying to scare people, but you definitely got to like put your stuff in and do it. So say 4,000. It's not like a Facebook where you click like the page or whatever.
You gotta do some work. And I just let you know that people or somehow appreciate what you do. All right, why Roku? Why are you on there? Like, people just can go to YouTube and just go to Facebook and you're right. People can. Why do I do Roku? Because it's huge. It has 14,000 different channels. So if we can make a statement on a platform that has 14,000 different channels, 4,000 people decided out of those 14,000 channels, we was going to be one of the channels that they added. Right. I applaud that for all of us.
Well, the great thing about with your channel is people will sit and watch the whole show. Like on Facebook, you're competing with your news feed. So all of a sudden, people's attention span, they're not going to watch it as long as they would on like Roku or some other type of like Fire Stick. So that's one of the great things. Now I got some questions for you here. Now
let's go, baby. Let's go.
Right.
Talk my shit.
Now,
let's go.
How many shows do you have currently on Grind City?
21.
21. Now I want you to give me 3 of your favorite shows, and I don't want you to say mine because I'm.
Bro, you ain't right.
You can't do that.
Oh, okay. 3 of my favorite shows: the Button Pusher Who documentary.
Yeah.
Go Live TV Hour featuring the Button Pusher. Welcome to Grind City featuring the Button Pusher. I can't say nothing else, bro, because it gotta all be my shows. That's the only thing I can do. You can't. You gonna get me killed? Right, but you ain't saying my shit. No. Okay. I gotta train them slow, fella. Right. I think but seriously, one thing that I pride myself on is, I've had some different kinds of shows on there. Some of them had, a lot of them had great content, look good, sound good. Then I had some shows where people were just up and beginning and they didn't look as great. They're trying to train people. Right now, we have no whack shows on the network. None. Every show on the network is dope. It looks good. It sounds good. It has great content. Every single show on the network is dope. So I salute everybody. All of them are my favorite shows. I watch them all at some point or another. Sometimes I can stream them to Facebook as they're playing on the network. Sometimes I don't do that because I don't know which part's going to get blocked because of what music on Facebook. We don't have that problem on the network. But all of them are my favorite shows. Even in some of the shows that I lost, that I had to let go, I still enjoy those shows because I enjoy the art of this. Yeah. Right? So all of them.
Yeah. Well, would you ever get sleep? Because, one thing you're talking about, you got 6 shows and you do the magazine. And then what's some of the other stuff that you have, that you work on?
So Incognito. Yeah. I'm DJ Who the F Ever. I'm a DJ. I DJ here. And I'm also on Hot 365 Radio every Sunday at noon, St. Louis. Shout out. Wow. Shout out to my man Kev, man. DJ 7 Deuce, man. That is a great guy there. I really, really like working with him. Very, very dope. Let's see here. I do have a full-time job. I DJ. I make my own graphics. I do my own videos, all my own editing. I paint in here whenever it needs to be painted, except for murals. Anything that has to do with Grind City and a promotion of it, I'm doing it. I built the website. I put the magazine together. I'm about to start the Grind U University. We got to teach some grind out here, teach the basics of grind. I got a couple other people who are going to be teaching on there, like lighting and different things that people are having a hard time grasping. We're going to break it down to them in more of a lamer term so we can get it, because some of us just connect differently than just watching, some really scripted folks, and some of us just need the hood. All right, you take this thing here, you put it on there like this, you sit it down, and there's your mic. You know what I mean? Some of us need that. You know what I mean? What else do I do? Goodness gracious. I do.
Well, I see you working out all the time. You've been doing some kind of.
Work out. I just came from the gym this morning. I came from the gym this morning. I had a tough day at the gym this morning. I don't know why. I think this interview was on my mind, but I got through it. I work out. I had a health scare. There was a tumor in my body. It was like a 19-pound tumor. I didn't know it was there. And I had been working out years prior, and I just couldn't get anywhere. It's like, what the hell is going on? So finally, they discovered there was a tumor, so I had that out. And after that, it was just like, okay, let me really get focused here because I have stuff to do, and I need to be alive and healthy in order to do it. I work out, take care of my grandson, take care of my wife. What else do I do around here? I'm a photographer. I take pictures sometimes, but one of the things that I really love to do is Can I Get a 16? That is a video series. When I catch you at the club. I'm out there. I got the camera. Like, give me bars right now. So I do that, and I also do the outside commentary. Outside commentary. That's what's up, Indie Red. Yep. Just anything that encompasses showcasing people. And I teach. I teach at PCTV. I work there, but I also teach there. And then I teach various places something called Hip Hop 101, Rhyme and Reason, because I think people don't really understand what hip hop is. And everybody's hip hop because you have a heartbeat. That is your hip and your hop. It's right there. Go like this, you can hear it. That's our natural heartbeat, is your natural hip hop. That's your song. Everybody has to have a theme song. Everybody. And if you don't know what yours is, take a moment to yourself. Then you get to make up your own lyrics, So I do many, many things because I'm a Gemini. I have like 45 different personalities, and none of them can get bored. So, yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
You have to have some
and I make beats, too. Yeah, do that, too.
You have to have some type of crew that helps you. I mean, you don't have a hardcore crew like no. Not that's all you by yourself?
Just me and my wife. My wife will come over and help me when she can, but for the most part, no, this is me.
Wow.
It's called time management. You got to learn how to manage your time.
Yeah.
And, I try not to overcommit, you know what I'm saying? So I used to do all of those things all the time. And when I got with my wife, she was like, you're going to kill yourself. You need to slow down. So I said, okay. I slowed down with interviewing because I felt like I had built up a lot of shows on the network, and I didn't want to be like competing with them. Like, that don't make sense for me to be interviewing 3 times a week, and I got all these other dope interviewers. Y'all go ahead, shine, do your thing. So I'm actually going to do a show once a week. It's going to be like a morning show. I'm bringing that back, but just once a week, just kind of slow it down because I just love the art of doing it. But I don't have to do all of that like I used to because I have you guys. So want to do that, but it's just a state of mind for me. Grind is a state of mind for me. I don't like to be bored. I don't like to feel like I'm wasting any moment of the day. This time is a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah.
You must do something with it. You must do something with your time all of the time. So I don't like to be bored. And I don't like to be restless because, if you got idle time on your hands, that's when you get in trouble. So when I'm not doing anything, which is almost never, I read, try to, get up on my skills, but I'm always learning. I'm constantly learning something big or something small. And then of course I have to do the yard work. I have to cut the grass.
Well, I'm kind of the person, I don't watch series because I don't want to get addicted to watching series and because it takes too much time consuming. And so my thing is it's almost like a addiction. I'm sure it's kind of like that maybe for you, is that I just like to create stuff, and it's some kind of like release I get from making a show or putting something out every day. It's I don't know, I just feel complete after I do that,
I totally understand that. One of my mottos is create something today that didn't exist yesterday so it can be viewed tomorrow.
Wow,
right?
That's good.
So that's one of my mantras, is like, whatever I put out, whether people like it or not, it didn't exist yesterday. And that is the power that we have. We're very, very blessed to be able to create something today that didn't exist yesterday and can be viewed tomorrow. Like, that is the most powerful shit in the world, because you don't know when or what is going to take off. As long as you stay consistent, something you do is going to take off, something. Yeah. So my mindset is just, just keep grinding, keep pushing, and keep encouraging people. Hopefully I'm some type of inspiration for folks to say, you know what, let me try something. Let me just get on up here and try something. And once you do and you like it, you will begin to feel good. It will change you as a person. And you'll realize that, damn, I have power, even if it's just for me to get better. Because I don't do anything for anyone else until I do something for me, right? So I have to get up and do something for me every day. Pray. It's the first thing I do for God. He tell me to pray. I pray to him. Yeah. And then I got to go work out. I got to do something, jump rope, something, because that keeps me at this level. Because if I'm too high or too low, that's not good. So I have to stay here. I have to stay balanced, right? And then I can come create, and I can give you good energy and give the people that I'm meeting good energy so that we can build. Because to me, it's all about building. We have to build, y'all. We can't stay in these separate entities and just keep going like this, fighting. Yeah. It doesn't work. We have to build. So I'm gonna build.
What would be your next goal? Like, what's your I mean, obviously the magazine is taking off a lot right now, and but like where do you see Grind City going? I mean, an app that you could put on your phone? Is that something like?
It's already an Apple. There's already an app.
Okay. with the Roku, yes. Yeah, okay. So.
No, you can go to Google Play and download Grind City TV, the app.
I didn't know that, so I'm going to
we have an app.
I'm going to pitch.
So everything that plays on Grind City TV Roku also plays on grindcity.biz, the website, and the Grind City app. If you have an Android phone, everything is playing consistently all the time now. So yeah, we already have an app. I think I really want us to put together a virtual show to showcase our studios or our spots in the areas that we do them in, right? So I really want to put together a dope virtual show. We were supposed to do one this year, but everybody's just kind of coming back in from COVID, and we're just not ready to do it yet. And I want to make sure that it's dope. I want to make sure that it's nice. I got a couple things up my sleeve I'm not letting out yet, because motherfuckers steal. Yes, they do steal. And you can steal after I do it. You can't steal before I do it.
Right. I get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think overall, regardless what occurs with the network, I want you all to feel like you're a part of something great. I want you all to feel like you're a part of a woman's heart, because this is my heartbeat, man. I love this network. I love it. I love you guys and what you're trying to do. And I really want to build lanes of great communications that you can take with you in the rest of your life, your everyday life. Hey, let's communicate. Everybody have to talk. We got to talk. We got to communicate. So I try to communicate with you all as much as I can so that you can know this is a standard in living. You have to communicate with people. And I think that it's working slowly, but it's working. And I think that everybody's so incredibly talented on the network. And the talent that they bring in is amazing. That some of the stuff I'd be like, ooh, I wasn't even liking that type of music, but I like it now. Yeah, I got that in the mix. So I'm open. I'm learning. I'm always learning. And you guys are bringing such great talent. You need to get artists booked in here ASAP. Well, get them booked, Indy Red. Indy Red is on the chat. Dustin Diggs, meet Indy Red. She been trying to find you.
I'm going to reach out to her today. I promise.
Hook up. She's dope, bro. She's dope, bro. She's dope. And one thing that I love about Indy Red is she's real. She doesn't always look for her benefit. She sees something that can benefit others, and she tries to make that happen. And I think that that is a quality that many people overlooked and take for granted. You know what I mean? And I think that we need to start applauding that, because I'm the same type of person. We don't look for our benefit first. We look for, how can this work?
Yeah, okay. That's how I look at it, yeah.
Yeah, and at some point, when you're in the game 28 years like me, you start looking for that benefit now. It's like, okay, I know it can work, so how can we benefit? How can we benefit? Right. So, as far as the growth of the network, we're trying to get to a certain number where we can start attracting advertisement so that I can keep this thing free.
Yeah.
I don't want to charge, but I'm spending a lot of money. And I don't think people understand that. Even some of the members of the network don't understand how much money I'm spending. I'm not a rich person. I invest my money into us. Yeah. So it kind of pisses me off when people don't respond or communicate well or don't want to do what I'm asking to do, because I don't ask you guys to do much. And then I got to be mean.
Yeah.
And I'm not... I'm a nice ass person until I'm not. I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
You've always been nice to me so far. I guess I've been doing a good job. You've
been doing very well. I don't ask for much, but if you're not, then I got to get on that ass, and right. People don't like that buttons, and that's fine. Button pusher, I will push you. Yeah. I'm going to push you to be the best you can, and if you don't like that, then you should not be near me at all.
Right. So, I think we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to get that sponsor and stuff, and I think that's just a tough thing to get. I guess you just got to find the right sponsor for the right type of show you're doing. I guess it's kind of like where we're at. So
individually it's difficult, but when you're coming at companies and you got 10,000 subscribers on the Roku channel, we all are going to benefit from that.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody right now, when you got your show, get with your neighborhood. If you got a barbershop, make you some money, man. Get the barbershop on your shop. Ask them, to charge them motherfuckers. Charge people to promote on your show. Because when my money come back around, don't be looking at me. I let this shit be free for years. Don't be looking at me talking about, I told y'all, get out there and grind. Get advertisement in your show. I do not mind any of that. Get your paper. I'm not asking you for anything right now. And my goal is to keep it that way. But, times are changing and you never know what's going to occur. And so, as a business person, you got to start looking at, pros and cons, what's weighing and what's weight, and there's a difference. But right now we're doing well. I like the progress. I love it.
The one thing you pitched me the other day is a game, right? A Monopoly game. Oh,
you talk too much, D. You talk too much, man.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought we could talk about it. I thought that. Oh, never mind. Beep. Beep. Beep.
Yeah, I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Okay.
And yes, we're going to do something like that. But it's special right now. I'm not ready to let it out the bag. Trust me, I talk a lot, as you can see. So when I'm ready to let it out the bag, you will know.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know it was,
Yeah. Some things is just for the network to see right now.
Yeah.
Because I need to judge, who's going to be involved. And people can still, after I do it, you know what I mean? But it's going to be dope. It's going to be fantastic. I got a couple things up my sleeve that I'd like to kind of reward you guys with.
Yeah.
I just got to, get all my paper in the right stacks and then I can go spend it on you. But I have a couple things up my sleeve. I also just invested in some printing equipment so that I can make my own apparel. So that we can have Grind City shirts and things like that on deck and towels and things. So I'll be invested in that as well. So just keep pushing, keep finding ways to push this network and just to leave people get aboard.
Yeah, well, I think what you're doing is great. I just want to thank you again for the opportunity. I want to come out there, do a road trip and meet you. And that's
come on.
That's my goal.
You gotta come sign the wall, baby. You gotta come sign the wall. I got the wall of fame over there in the lobby. You gotta come sign the wall, baby.
Okay. You got to show me Pittsburgh. I haven't never been to Pittsburgh before, so
it's a dot. We drive around the circle, you seen the whole thing.
Really? Okay. Well, but yeah, I plan to come see you. So again, thank you so much for coming, doing this. I know you're a busy person.
Thank you, man.
And being on the show and stuff. And so I look forward to all the great success with Grind City. And I hope I can contribute with what I do. And I'm so proud to be part of the network. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can I say this last thing to everybody watching? First of all, shout out to everybody that tuned in and will tune into this. Dustin Diggs is an extraordinary interviewer, and you should support what he's doing. Artists United, support it. It's dope. Second of all, to all of the producers on Grind City TV, shout out, man. Shout y'all out, Grind City TV Network. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You are fantastic people. Your shows are great. Keep growing, keep grinding, keep expanding your brand while we expand our brand together. This is about being together. And third of all, to my artists, man, listen, stop going for what's big and start looking at what's real. That big shit gonna get you broke out here. Look at what's real. It's not hard to see what's real because real has a track record, baby. Just do your homework. Just do your homework. We right here. We got space for videos. We got space for commercials. We got space for shows. You want to get down? Give me a call. 412 blah, 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 blah. Inbox me. K-Bay, Button Pusher, DJ Who the F Ever. I'm out, Dustin Diggs. It's been the Daily Dirt on a Wednesday.
Wednesday morning.
Put that in your type of
early for me. I'm 1 hour earlier than you. So thank you again. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching the Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. Check out me, Grind City, on Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Central Time.
Live.
Yeah, so live. So thank you again, and we'll see you again next time.
Yes, sir. Peace. Thank you.
I'm about to The Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs. The Daily Dirt with Dustin Diggs.